Okay, so I think we are live. We are live. Are we live? Let me just check for a minute. Yes, we are live. Hmm. Let's see. Since this is going to be posted on our channel, so a brief introduction over here, I think would be great. As you guys might know, I am a relationship hypnotherapist. I specialize in helping people remove trauma bond or toxic recurring pattern in relationship and attract true, secure, committed, long-term, healthy, sustainable relationships. And our topic for today is how to analyze your relationship patterns. So we're going to be talking. Okay, yeah. So we are going to be talking about that. I'm just gonna wait for a bit for people to join in. Hi there. Where are you guys from? And how about you guys give a brief introduction? Where are you guys watching me from? Just give a brief introduction. Where are you guys watching me from? And what do you expect to achieve from today's session? Because I have certain notes that I have prepared in advance so that we can talk about that. And nice to have you here, buddy. And I want this to be an experience where you guys are able to understand how you can start applying all of these things in your life. So let's just start in a minute so that if more people are joining, anyone who's joining, just give a brief introduction. Let us know where are you from, where are you watching me from, and what do you expect me to deliver in this live consultation, and what kind of answers you are looking for so that I can try to customize this live consultation according to your expectation so that you go back learning something from me. So write it down. We're going to begin shortly. Chalo. Okay, I've got a great question over here. Okay, I have a great question over here. Okay, so this guy says, guy or a girl, I'm sorry if I got your pronouns wrong. Don't hold me accountable. I and my specific person are connected with each other energetically, but my person never confesses anything. Okay, number one, uh, the most basic question I have for you is how do you know you both are connected energetically? What gives you that reassurance that this is a bond where you guys have some sort of an energetic entanglement? What makes you feel that? Because a lot of the time, what we feel is a spiritual experience can often be a psychological symptom for resonance with a with a sort of a conditioning that correlates with trauma. So if you're saying this, my biggest question to you would be, hmm, did between the ages of 1 to 9. Did you ever experience this with your parents or your caregivers that uh, you are connected to them energetically, but they somehow don't confess their feelings for you? Whatever you have told me by now, I'm just asking you to reflect on your childhood between the ages of 1 to 9. And I just wanted to recall if between you and your parents, was this dynamic present? Did you have the same feeling? Because let me also make you aware about something very important over here while we are diving into this topic. The importance of identifying a pattern is to become self aware. Becoming self aware in itself interrupts the pattern. That's observer effect. Example: if I say, if I say, I am about to hypnotize you and I'm going to make you do things that you normally wouldn't do. Now you have become self aware. Anything that comes out of my mouth, you are going to critically analyze that. You are going to analyze, like, is he playing some mind games with me? So, with self awareness, what happens is you interrupt the pattern. So, it's very important. It is extremely important that when you are trying to understand your relationship pattern, you become aware of it. This is the importance of identifying a pattern, is to become aware of it. Self awareness in itself lays the biggest foundation to break that pattern. So, self awareness is very important, and self awareness is the first step towards transformation. I mean, imagine this: you are having a heart attack, but you can't feel it. If you're not self aware about it, you're not going to do anything about it, and that's not going to end good for you. Am I right? So, that is very important. Now we're talking about, he says something very important, and this is something I want you guys to pay close attention to. He says, in his childhood, I never got enough love and care from my parents. I was criticized by them. Enough. The word is enough love and care from my parents. Isn't that what's repeating itself in your love life, buddy? Isn't that what you are attracting in your life? Someone who you feel energetically connected to, because we energetically feel connected to our parents, but yet we don't have that. But when we withdraw, like you said, when you withdraw, they come back. Wait, if you were supposed to, like, for example, supposedly, if you got lost in a mart or in a shopping center during your childhood, wouldn't your parents come to you trying to find you? Right? Is that true? Because to certain extent they do love you, but they just aren't loving you enough as much as you require. So the same pattern that you are experiencing with your specific person is deeply rooted in the dynamics of your childhood. So this is very important. Okay, so Iman asked the question, how to get good at identifying patterns in my own life? That's a great question. And The best way is, since I'm a relationship expert, so I'm going to be talking about relationships, but you can apply this on other aspects of your life as well. Number one thing, in especially in relationship, reflect on relationship, all your past relationships. And I want you to do something for me. Take a piece of paper. And the reason why I always ask people to take a piece of paper and write it down is because it brings in more awareness. It helps you connect the dot. Trust me on this. Take a piece of paper, write it down. What are the common experiences or personality behavior that you have experienced with all of these partners or all of these relationships? What are the common experiences? And most importantly, when those relationships ended, how did they make you feel? Write it down and try to find what is common. And you're going to find a lot of the things that are pretty common, and experiences and behaviors that you attract into your life would be quite common. So that's a good way to start, because once you understand, all right, I have a pattern of attracting certain type of people who have certain type of behavior or personality, that would help you first of all learn that these are the personalities that I'm attracting. So you become self-aware about that aspect of attraction. Then you start working on, how did I become so familiar with this kind of pattern? Or in simple word, how did I become so attracted to these kind of people? And that question will lead you towards your childhood. Okay. Then I have noticed him initiating conversation without any reason. Uh, Buddy, manifesting a specific person, I have said this again and again, and I think that opens the conversation for something that a lot of the people need to understand when they're talking about manifesting a specific person. We need to understand that between the ages of 1 to 9, our relationship with our parents and our parents' relationship with one another has a big influence on us. We develop resonance with those dynamics, those behavior, and those kind of situations. And as a result of that, you keep attracting those kind of people, situation, places, circumstances into your life. Right. Now, you might be like, are we talking about law of attraction? What is law of attraction in itself? It is whatever you resonate with is what you attract. Now for people who would be like, I don't believe in law of attraction and energy and spirituality, you need to understand this from psychological perspective, right? I'll give you an example. To understand this, if you resonate with certain kind of dynamics from your childhood conditioning with regard to your parents, your behavior, your relationship with your parent, their relationship with one another, two things will happen. Either by nature or nurture, you will keep attracting the same kind of relationship dynamics. Now, what is nature and what is nurture? Now, nature is, let's suppose one of your parents was avoidant, and that parent kept avoiding you, was emotionally distant, wouldn't give you validation. So that's encoded into your subconscious mind. And Your subconscious mind's definition, the very definition of love is someone who is avoiding some and someone who I have to chase for validation. That consciously you might not register this as the definition of love, but subconsciously you are encoded like that. Now, either naturally you are going to be attracted to people who are avoidant. And our subconscious mind is very quick in analyzing people. In a fraction of a second, our subconscious mind can feel, and it can just feel the attraction with the particular person because it can analyze people to the, I forgot the word, what the word was, in depth. So our subconscious mind can analyze people in depth, and it can do that in a fraction of a second. So what you might claim as love at first sight, that is your subconscious resonance at first sight. Your subconscious mind goes like, I can see all the traits of an avoidant. This person will make me chase. I'm going to seek their validation. And oh my God, this is my cosmic love. Love at first sight. But that is you naturally being attracted to an avoidant partner. Now, second case, when people talk about manifesting their specific person, the, the second thing is nurture. That means you get attracted to someone who is ideally not an avoidant person or a controlling person, but you were raised between the ages of 1 to 9 in an environment where you were controlled, where you were submissive, where one of your parent might be avoidant. But now in your adult life, you have attracted someone who is not an avoidant. This person is not avoidant. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen is the very definition of love that your subconscious mind has, it will replay that because the definition of your subconscious mind about what love is, chasing, or if you were controlled in your childhood, being controlled by someone. And I'll give you my own example over here. In between the ages of 9, my father was quite controlling. So he would be very controlling. He would often, control every aspect of my life. And if I didn't do exactly what he wanted me to do, there were consequences. So I was chasing for validation. And those were the dynamics. And that became my normal definition of love at a subconscious level. Now, at a conscious level, what I define love is someone who is loving, caring, someone who is happy, going lucky, someone with whom I can have fun with, I can enjoy deep conversation. This is what I'm consciously saying, but my subconscious mind doesn't define love like that. I once met a girl. Now, this girl was not at all controlling. Guess what I did? How stupid I was. I'm going to admit that. Every time there was a decision that needed to be made in any kind of situation, I would start asking her, like, you tell me what to do. Now, if it happens sometimes, it sounds cute. You want to do things according to your partner, but if it keeps happening more and more, I nurtured her subconscious mind to start controlling me to the point if I did anything, if I took a decision without her consent, it would turn into a big argument. 2 or 3 days of argument and fight. So, was she naturally a controlling person? No. I nurtured her by my own behavior. Now, when people talk about manifesting their specific person, I say this. If you were the person who were nurturing your partner into behaving exactly like your childhood trauma, there is a significantly higher probability of manifesting them back. But if you were naturally attracted to someone who was avoidant and who was controlling and blah, 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 and nah, then it's not going to work because there is no resonance. We always attract what we feel inside. And once you heal your subconscious trauma with regards to your father wound, your mother wound, you would always be attracted to someone who is healed. And if your X was actually not an avoidant or controlling person, but you nurtured them, you would be able to manifest them back into your life. I'm not saying 100%, but it happened with a lot of my clients. So I hope this answers this question in detail and it gives you guys a great in depth understanding of how sometimes we are nurturing our partner to behave exactly the way that we have been treated in our childhood. Ooh, I need a sip of coffee. Let me check the questions now. Hmm. How do I know while I'm involved with someone that they would end up being really bad for me, like in the moment, right off the bat? That's a good one. Uh, that's a good one. Okay. Now, they say love makes you blind. That's true. Love is a state of hypnosis. It's exactly like hypnosis. And what happens in hypnosis? If you are watching me right now, you are already in hypnosis because you have no idea what other sounds are around you. Your subconscious mind has already blurred them out. You have no idea what's happening anywhere else in the world because I have got all your attention. And if I can grab someone's attention and I can entertain that attention, I've already put you in hypnosis. Love is hypnosis, and we become blinded in love. So, what happens is sometimes we meet people, and our instincts or our gut feeling says, something is fishy. But since love makes you blind, hypnosis makes you blind, or it takes away your, you know, um, situational awareness, you you start giving them the benefit of the doubt one by one. You give it once, you give it twice, you give it thrice, and then now you have conditioned yourself to keep giving them benefit of the doubt, and you have ignored your instinct, and your pattern is once again repeating itself. So once you heal, your instincts just naturally take over. You just naturally, if someone is not in alignment with you, your subconscious mind would just cut off attraction instantly. Now, once I healed and people come up to me, they start interacting with me, and if some someone shows interest in me, since I'm a relationship hypnotherapist, I can read a lot of the different things, but I can just instinctively tell I'm not attracted to them, or I just instinctively know this is a red flag. And this happens with everyone. All the clients that I have coached and people who have healed, they no longer get attracted to the red flags anymore because they follow their instincts. Once you heal your subconscious mind, your father wound, your mother wound, and the traits that are associated with each of the parent, when they become balanced, your instincts will send you the right information. But if you haven't healed your father wound and mother wound, and there is trauma present, and the traits that are associated with each of the parent is not balanced, the information or the instincts that you will get can sometimes be misleading, over exaggerated, or downright paranoid. So, in order to establish a healthy relationship with your subconscious mind, you need to heal it first. Your subconscious mind is like a supercomputer. But if there are virus in your computer, it's not going to give it best. So you first need to get rid of the virus, and then you can rely on the performance of your supercomputer. I'll take one last question, and I think we have covered a lot of the things, and I have to leave. I'll take one last question, and then we are off. How do I know I am nurturing or I'm just attracting narcissists naturally? Great question. I mean, there are few ways you can find out. Have if the person uh, behaves the same in all his past relationships or with everyone around them, then that means that person is naturally a narcissist. But if someone is known in their past relationship and by others as someone who is very empathetic, who's very caring, who's very loving, but with you, they act like a narcissist, well, you might be nurturing them into behaving as such. Because how come you have a very different experience of a person who's claimed to be very empathetic, caring, loving, blah, blah, blah? You might have nurtured. I'm saying the word might, so take it with a grain of salt. Okay, guys, I think we have covered a lot in this live consultation. I hope everyone who is watching got some insight into it. And for those of you who would love to try out some of my instant healing hypnosis techniques, remember, guys, I already have launched my instant heartbreak healing mastery course. That means if you are going through a heartbreak, you want to get out of this feeling of, I just don't want to feel terrible loving the person who I can't have. Take that course. It's free, it's in the description. Go to my website. It's absolutely free. It's a 90 minutes course. And all it does is, in these 90 minutes, I'm going to teach you how our subconscious mind works, how neuroscience works, how hypnosis works. And there is even hypnosis included within that course. That means in few minutes, you will be moved on. I think that's not the way to say it. In few minutes, your feelings or emotional attachment to your ex would be gone. So try it out. It's free. It will set your heart free. And that's something I can offer you guys for free, which is to relieve you from your heartbreak. So go to the link in the description. And for those of you who would want to have a more one on one experience with me, you can consider my high value love identity program, where in 15 days, I help you remove your father wound, your mother wound, and make you practice the art of conversational hypnosis. And when you combine both of these together, you become a magnet for secure, healthy, long term, sustainable relationship. You're able to manifest either your ex or your next, but whoever it's going to be, what I can promise you is that they are going to be someone who you would want to spend the rest of your life with. So the link is in the description. I'll see you guys in our next video or live session. It was lovely meeting you all. And I hope you guys are doing well. So up until next time, keep healing and keep focusing on your mental health. Take care and bye bye.